Okay. So there are different methods of this, of defending yourself. There's
Sure.
karate, kung fu,
Kempo.
Kempo. Okay, I'm not familiar with any of those. So
Okay.
can you explain each one?
Sure.
for
Let's
us?
start off with your basic. Everyone we're going to techno will say karate.
Karate.
We'll be
Okay, that's one of the most popular, I would imagine, right?
Well, it's been around a long time, and,
Okay.
and the idea, there's two basic forms. There's Korean karate and there's Japanese karate.
Okay, so there's two. Okay.
But they're basically the same. Now, these two people, if I had a Japanese person here and a Korean person here, and they'd say, no, they're not the same. But they are, in one sense, because they use linear motion.
Linear motion.
Linear motion. See, all the Japanese and all the Koreans do linear motion.
All right, define that for us.
Okay,
for
linear
others.
motion just means you take your hand and go like this. Up, you go down. It's a linear motion.
Okay.
Up,
So
down.
basically, you're blocking the person.
Middle, linear. See, the
Okay.
Japanese do it and the Koreans do it. Koreans will call it Taekwondo, and Japanese may call it Shunryu or Shinryu karate. Koreans call it Taekwondo karate. But they do linear motion.
Right.
Okay. Now, how deep they go into the linear motion, depends upon the head instructor, how much knowledge that man has. If he has a lot of knowledge, he'll take that and expand on it. If he doesn't have a lot of knowledge, obviously he's going to keep it in a small area because he can't expand something he doesn't know nothing about.
Right. And there have been some disputes on where this originated?
Oh yeah, because basically, this goes back to Kung Fu too. Now I'll go to Kung Fu because some people say it came from China, the Kung Fu.
Kung Fu,
But we can't prove it because when the Chinese people were conquered, all the records were destroyed, dynasty after dynasty. So Kung Fu is a form of a martial art, just like karate is a form of a martial art.
So Kung Fu came before karate?
They
We
say
don't know.
some books will say Kung Fu's before, some people will say
Right.
it isn't. So we can't prove it because there's no
proof.
records, but it goes back thousands of years, okay? But the Kung Fu now is different than your karate movements. Kung Fu is circular motions.
Okay, and has this changed throughout the years?
Well,
Or
it
is
changes in
primarily
a
the
sense.
same?
Well, no, the basic foundation of your Kung Fu or karate is basically the same.
Basically the
Okay,
same.
the foundation. It's like a tree. You plant a little tree, right? You got the bottom part of the tree, and what happens? It goes and expands.
Right.
Same thing with the martial arts. You get your basic fundamentals, and as a martial artist, you learn how to expand and take those ideas to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. But the only way you can do that, providing your instructor can guide you to the next level. If your instructor's at one level and he can't go to the next level, then you're stuck. See, the head instructor determines how good your student's going to be because he's the one that's guiding the ship, as we say. Remember, when he runs into a brick wall, that means he doesn't know how to go any further. Those are the different levels. Because a lot of places will teach basically, when I say in karate, tournament fighting. You ever see that?
Is
You ever hear? Yeah, you win a trophy.
Oh, okay.
Two people get up, they bow to the judge, they bow to each other, and they have rules. Can't punch here, can't punch here, can't punch there. Obvious, because you don't want to hurt anybody.
Right.
It's points, which is fine. So there's a lot of restrictions, and there should be because you don't want to hurt anybody. All right. So they have the point system. You get 2 points or 3 points. I hit you here, 1 point back and forth. All of a sudden, 3 points. You win.
And
I
that's
lose.
like anything else, boxing or baseball.
Right, there's rules, you're right. But in the street, if you go out there with that attitude that you're a great tournament fighter and you win all these trophies and you follow these rules and you go in the street, some street fighter will take your trophies and give them back to you because those rules do not apply in the street. That's in a controlled environment. So in the street, there's no controlled environment. This is why we say the instructor has to take these techniques to the next level, which is called self-defense. And that's what this originally was made for. Not for a game. It was made to protect you against bodily harm. That's what the martial art was all about, not games. But there's a way of teaching so you don't kill each other either there. But you have to know these techniques. And if your instructor only knows one level and can't bring you up to the next level, you take that tournament stuff and go on the street. And I don't care if you have a shelf full of trophies. And you apply that technique on the street, these guys will kill you. Because these guys aren't playing around out there.
And just going to segue here to the black belts and the what are the different belts that there are?
Every studio has their own levels of achieving till they achieve a black belt. Now
What do you start off with?
White belt. White belt means
White belt.
beginner, novice, beginner.
Beginner.
Okay, and this is my studio now. Other studios are different. You go to blue, next level. It means you know a little bit more.
Right.
All right. Then you go to orange, you know a little bit more. Then you go to yellow, you know a little more. Then you go to green, you know more. Then purple, you know more.
There's a lot.
Well, I don't have a lot of ranks in my studio, but it takes time to go to these levels.
Right.
And then you go to brown, which is 3 steps in brown. It goes 3, 2, 1, backwards, not 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. And then you go to black, and black goes 1 through 10. Okay. And
there's 10 different...
10 degrees in black. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Now, it takes years just to achieve a black belt.
Right.
I mean years, not 1 or 2 years. Years. It takes 5 to 10 years, maybe 6 to 10 years to make your first degree black belt.
And you have achieved the...
I hold a 9th degree black belt right now.
9th degree.
Okay.
So you can go just
I have
a
one
step...
more degree theoretically to go.
Right.
And that's going to take me a number of years left to do that. You know, I'm already, you know, I'm an old fellow to begin with.
Right.
So the idea, that's what I'm saying to you, is that when you start hearing people that say, well, I got a 6th degree black belt, 7th degree black belt, and they're in their 30s, it's a joke. You know, or you see, and it has nothing to do, or you see somebody that has, it's very young, let's say a black belt, 7-year-old black belt. Now it's unrealistic, because I'll tell you why. Okay. Number one, it's not a color change, it's a mind change. And not that I'm saying that that child can't do all the techniques that are required to do that, to make that level.
It's
but do they
mental.
understand that level?
Right.
They don't they have no concept what they're wearing around their waist. They just look at it as another color change.
Right.
It's not. When you become a black belt, that means you've achieved this level. Now you are a baby in the black belt division to start all over again, work your way up to whatever degree that you want to train with. And that'll take you the rest of your life.
When you first got your black belt, was that a pretty exciting thing
It was
for
the
you?
best thing ever happened. I slept with it. What do you mean?
I
mean, it was something I worked for years and years and years and years and years to get. I mean,
and how long did it take you to get that?
My God, I started when I was 12, all right? And I got my black belt when I was, what, 18, 19 years old.
Wow. So,
Took long years. My instructor didn't believe in children black belts.
He didn't?
No.
Because that's kind of a giveaway, right?
Well, the thing is that, not that, again, not that a child doesn't have the movements, they just don't have the mental ability, what that means to become a black belt. Okay? They can kick, punch, and everything. Do you think a 7-year-old child is going to really beat up an adult? Let's get realistic here in life. Okay?
I'm not sure that would happen.
But do you see what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
It's a joke. Even myself, if I have to defend myself against somebody. Now, if I put my guard down and that person is can really defend themselves, a good street fighter, he's going to hurt me. Now, what is an 8, 9, 7, 8, 10-year-old child going to do in the street? Do you see what I'm saying? So it's ridiculous. But learning the moves are great, because let that child keep studying, and then that child understands the concepts of different
once they get a little older.
Then all of a sudden they become a very, very dangerous individual, because they have all this knowledge, but they've been trained properly.
Right.
Not to start trying.
So it's important that they're trained properly with the steps, not just shown the moves.
Right, because you don't want them kicking their brother, their sister, their mother, their father, the cat, the dog, the mouse, you know what I'm saying? So the discipline has to be there, and that goes back to the training in the studio.